Hey everyone, I have another total body HIIT workout for you that is using the same structure as last week. So it's going to take you 22 minutes in total, and it is broken up into 3 mini circuits. In each one of those circuits, I'm going to give you 3 exercises, and you're going to go through them 3 times. We're going to use an interval structure of 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. After each set, you get to rest for a full 30 seconds, and then after each circuit, you rest for 60 seconds. Of course, if you need longer to recover though, you can always pause the video. For equipment, all you are going to need is a resistance band loop. If you'd like, you could have 2 different weights. For the first circuit, we're going to have the band a couple inches above our knees, so maybe you have a heavier one for that. And then for the other 2, we're going to incorporate some upper body and core moves, so I would go more medium with the resistance, whatever that means for you. And I will link to the ones that I am using below. As with all workouts, you want to make sure you're properly warmed up beforehand and always listen to your body, modifying or stopping as needed. I have a couple warm-ups that I have linked to below. Before each circuit, while you're resting, I'm going to show you a preview of the 3 exercises to come, and I will also show you how to modify them. Keep in mind though, a great way to modify all of these, just use a lighter resistance band. If you're new to my channel, I don't play music in the background because I want you to be able to listen to whatever songs or TV show or podcast you'd like. So if you don't have something queued up, you might want to get that squared away. And with all that said, let's get to a preview of the first 3 exercises. So we have that band placed a couple inches above our knees, and we're going to start with a squat jack to a plank jack. The important thing when you do this is that your feet are going to stay wide as you hop from the squat to the plank and then back, okay? So let's start with our feet in the wide position now. Press out against that resistance band. So hop your feet in, out, then bring your hands to the floor, and notice when I hop to that plank, my feet start wide. If it starts feeling weird, you're probably just hopping with your feet narrow. So just think wide, wide, and you jump in and out. So when you are doing that squat jack, weight is in your heels. You're staying low in that squat. And you want a quick explosive jump back up into that low squat out of your plank position. So think of snapping those hands up off the floor. 10 seconds to rest. Next up, we are going to come into a lateral step. So you'll do 2 steps to one side, 1 squat jump, and then you'll just repeat it in the other direction. So as you do this, you want to make sure that your knees aren't buckling inwards towards the inside of your big toes. I want you to think of them tracking out in line with your middle to pinky toes. So we sort of slightly spiral those thighs outward, really squeezing through the seat. On the squat jump, I want it to be explosive. So I don't care how many reps you get in during the 30 seconds. Every time you do that squat jump, I want you to think about getting as high as you can, explode off the floor, land back low. Ten seconds to rest. All right, final move in this circuit, we come down to a bear plank. So that means your knees are hovering off the floor a couple inches. You're going to do 2 pulses and then a hydrant on each side. So in the pulse, you just press out against that band twice, and then big hip hinge open on one side and the next. At any point, if you need to modify, drop your knees down for the hydrant. Try to keep them hovering though when you do those pulses. So you're going to feel your thighs working here, those quads, but our core and upper body is active as well. Okay, now you get a full 30 seconds to rest here before we repeat that again. In total, going through those 3 exercises 3 times, so 1 down, 2 to go. All right, let's get ready for those squat jacks to plank jacks. So your feet start wide, knees tracking in line with your middle to pinky toes, weight in the heels, low squat, jack your feet in and out, hands to the floor, feet wide, in and out, back up to the squat position. Pickles is very interested in this one. You have under 10 seconds to go. Ten seconds to rest. So this first circuit, very lower body focused. We're going to go into those side steps with the squat jump. Taken down low, 2 big steps to the side, pushing out against that resistance band loop, 1 explosive squat jump. So when you do the squat jump, I still want tension on that resistance band. So you're never bringing your feet all the way together. You should always feel tension on that band. You should always have to push out against it. And rest. Okay, you're going to make your way to the floor. We're going to find that bear plank position. So hands stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips, balls of the feet push into the floor, hover those knees about 2 to 3 inches. You don't want to start piking your butt up towards the ceiling, so just make sure that those hips are staying right about level with your shoulders. And when you do that hydrant, when you're hinging open and pushing against that band, try not to lean all your weight into that supporting side. So if you're doing the hydrant on the left side, think about pushing a little extra weight into your left hand. When you're doing it on the right side, push a little extra weight into the right hand. Okay, you get a full 30 seconds to rest here, and we'll go through that one more time. Fitting, as we just finished fire hydrants, there are some fire trucks going by outside my apartment. I'm not sure if you guys can hear those. Right on cue. All right, let's start making our way to standing. Feet are wide, about shoulder widths apart, maybe even a little wider. Squat jack, plank jack, 30 seconds, let's go. Last time you are going to see these exercises. Ten seconds to rest. All right, we got those side steps into that squat jump. Find a low squat position. 2 big steps to the side, explosive squat jump. If the jump is getting to be too much, just stand, okay? And then sink back down into that squat. So it'd be air squats instead of the jump squats. When we're in this low side step, your tailbone is reaching long behind you. Your chest is staying open though, so we're not rounding through the back. Think long spine. We knit the ribs together, but again, you reach the tailbone long so we don't tuck under. 10 seconds to rest. Okay, one more move to go in this first circuit. You got it. Make your way to that bear plank position. Out of my way, Pickles. 2 pulses wide against that band, and then 1 big hydrant up and the other side. You want to make sure your core is really active so our low back is not sinking to the floor. So I want you to picture you could kind of button your bottom 2 ribs together, draw the navel in towards the spine. Final few seconds. And done with your first circuit. I'm going to show you a preview of the next 3 exercises. So the resistance band is now around your feet, kind of around the arches of your feet. And we're going to start with a squat to a standing bicycle crunch. So you sink down low, and then when you stand up, it's going to be opposite knee, opposite elbow. I really want you to pull against that resistance band. So I want you to get your knee and elbow as close to touching each other as possible. But instead of thinking of twisting, bringing the elbow to the knee, I want you to focus more on bringing that shoulder across to the opposite side of your body so that we're not just moving the arms, we're really twisting starting from the core. 10 seconds to rest. We're going to make our way to a plank position. It's going to be a mountain climber on each side, bringing knee to elbow, and then a marching plank. So I don't care about speed. This isn't like normal mountain climbers where we're really running it out. I care about range of motion. I want you to pull against that band and get the knee as close to actually touching your elbow as possible. Maybe you even do make physical contact. Now, with that march, I don't want you to lead with the same arm every time, so I want you to kind of alternate. So you'll go left, right, and the next time go right, left, right, left. Ten seconds to rest. We're going to flip onto our backs. We are going to do a crunch with a spread of those legs. So crunch abductions here. Abductors are, think of it as the outer muscle group of the legs, hips, glutes. So here we have fingers by our ears, elbows wide. When you're in that hollow body hold, really make sure you're maintaining neutral spine. So I don't want your low back to peel up off the floor. I want you to think of knitting the ribs together and really pull the belly button down towards the floor. If you need to modify that, if your low back's peeling up, just have your legs at a 45-degree angle instead of hovering low off that floor. Okay, you got 30 seconds to rest here. We'll start that again from the top. So as I'm sure you've noticed, this second circuit, although still total body, is a little more focused on core. Squat with that bicycle crunch coming up next. So you're going to sink low. When you sink low in that squat, weight is in the heels, hips hinge back. Think long spine, reach your tailbone back, keep your chest open, and really kind of squeeze the shoulder blades together slightly and slide them down your spine so that we keep that nice open chest. Ten seconds to rest. Let's make our way down into our plank position. Mountain climber marches. So hands stacked under shoulders. In this plank position, squeeze your quads as if you could lift them off the kneecaps. And when you do the march, I want as little dipping of the hips as possible. So you're bracing through the core, squeezing through the legs and glutes. If possible, I want the knee to actually touch your arm on those crunches. And make sure you are alternating lead arm on the marches. Under 10 seconds to go. Ten seconds to rest. Flip onto your back. We are going to do that crunch with the spread in the hollow body hold. So when you do the crunch, you want to bring elbows and knees together. They tap at the top. And then you extend back out to that hollow body hold and you press against the resistance band, squeezing your seat. If doing the press of those legs apart bothers your knees at all, just make sure they're not totally locked out. Keep a little invisible softness to them. And think of kind of spiraling your thighs outward slightly, really squeezing into your bum. Oh, I'm starting to struggle. Under 10 seconds to go. Okay, you have 30 seconds to rest. We're going to go through those exercises one final time. If that resistance band has slipped at all, let's just adjust it, get it in a good spot. So I feel like I have the best grip when it's around the middle of my foot, where like the arches would be and across where your shoelaces are. We will start with that squat to that standing crunch. So feet about shoulder widths apart. Hips are going to slide down and back. Deep squat, come to the top, twist, opposite elbow, opposite knee. You have 30 seconds here. Final time you're going to see these exercises. Now, when you come to the top, I want you to finish that squat. So the hips come forward, you squeeze your seat, abs in tight. And that twist, don't just think elbow across your body, think shoulder across your body. We are initiating that twist through our core. It's not just the elbow swinging across. All right, 10 seconds to rest. Make your way to that plank position. Mountain climber, knee to same elbow, knee to same elbow, march down to your forearms, up to straight arms. If you need to modify, drop your knees down for the march. Past the halfway point, let's go. Ten seconds to rest. We have one more work interval and then you are done with circuit number 2. Flip onto your back. We have that full body crunch to that spread and that hollow body hold. Elbows wide, fingers by the ears. It's very important that you are protecting that low back and not letting it peel up to the ceiling. So if you are finding that you feel a lot of strain in your low back, take the modification, put your hands under your bum for support. Even when you bring your legs back in after that spread, I want you to keep tension on the resistance band loop so it never goes slack. Your feet are always wide enough apart that it is tense. And done. You have a full minute to rest while I show you the final 3 exercises. All right, final circuit. So to start your gripping the resistance band loop, press those arms out at about chest height. The row is on the leg that's behind you, so that side. Whatever leg's behind you, that's the arm that's going to row. Jump switch in the air, and then alternate that row side to side. So like the other 3, this circuit is total body, but we're really going to burn out the shoulders, especially as we do this. When you're in that low lunge, I want your back knee a few inches off the floor. Try to sink low in it, so we're really challenging the legs. When you do that row, you're thinking of drawing the shoulder blade in towards center. Try to keep the arms right around chest height. Okay, you have 10 seconds to rest. So now you're going to put your hands in the loop. You want the loop a couple inches below your wrists. Arms are a little wider than shoulder widths apart so that there's tension on the band. It's a shoulder press, so you extend the arms up overhead, and then you're going to pull them apart at the top, keeping a soft bend to your elbows, so don't lock them out when you do this. I also want you to make sure that you are not shrugging the shoulders up towards your ears. So you are working the shoulders, but you're not lifting them up. Good. Press those arms up apart and to center. Now, when you lower and lift them, I want tension on that resistance band loop, so that's important. I shouldn't see it go slack. 10 seconds to rest. Okay, so keeping the resistance band where it is, we're going to find a low squat position. In our low squat, we are going to pull against the band, 2 pulses wide, and then you're going to give me a little squat hop. So in the hop, I'm staying low. So notice my feet just barely come off the ground and there's a bend to my knees the whole time. So 2 pulls of the arms, 1 little squat hop. Now in this low squat, let's make sure weight is in the heels. Reach your tailbone long. Chest is staying lifted. Slide the shoulder blades down your back so we're not hunching them forward. And keep a little softness to the elbows so they are not locked out. You're trying to keep those arms at chest height. Okay, 30 seconds to rest. Shake out those arms. We are going through that twice more. Okay, let's make our way into a lunge position, split lunge position. 1 foot's in front. Grab the resistance band in both hands. Extend those arms out at chest height. Whatever leg is behind you, row that elbow back. row, jump lunge, row other arm, jump lunge. So your core is active on this, so let's make sure that we are drawing the ribs in towards our midline. In that low lunge, you want to make sure that your front knee is over the heel and not jutting forward out over those toes. And 10 seconds to rest. So we are going to put our hands through the loop now. You want it a few inches below your wrists, so kind of forearms. And let's go into that shoulder press with the spread apart at the top. Now, when we're doing standing upper body work, let's make sure we have a sturdy base. So there is a soft bend to your knees, and we're not dumping our pelvic bone forward and arcing into that low back. So I want you to draw up and in through the low abs, squeeze your seat. Ten seconds to rest. Keep that resistance band where it is. We're going to find our low squat position. Shoulders are not off the hook. 2 pulses wide. Press, press, little squat hop. If this is getting to be too much for your lower body, then stand up instead of doing the squat hop. We really want to try to burn out those shoulders, so do your best to keep the arms lifted. But of course, if you need to bring them into your center of gravity for a second, shake them out, do so, and then get right back into it as quickly as possible. You want to be working for the whole 30 seconds or at least as much of that 30 seconds as possible. All right, 30 seconds to rest. We have just one more time through this circuit, and then you are done with this workout. Shake out those shoulders. Okay, let's start getting ready for the jump lunge with those alternating rows. So we grab the resistance band loop with both hands. One foot is forward, reach those arms. So extend the arms forward, but then kind of slide your shoulder blades down and back. If the jump lunge gets to be too much, I just want you to alternate stepping into a back lunge. Final few seconds here. Try to get in one more on each side at least. And 10 seconds to rest. Okay, resistance band loop goes around our forearms, just a couple inches below the wrist. You don't want to put it right on the joint. Shoulder press with that spread apart at the top. So soft bend of the knees, knit your ribs together. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Keep tension on the resistance band loop the entire time. Down, press up, pull apart, and we are not locking out those elbows at the top. Ten seconds to rest. We are moving into our final exercise. Let's do it. Roll those shoulder blades down your back. Knit your ribs together. Weight in the heels. Button hips down and back. Let's find that low squat position. Arms extended in front of us. 2 pulses, 1 squat hop. When the arms come in towards each other, don't lose tension on the resistance band loop, okay? So even when they are close together, they're far enough apart that you are feeling that burn. 2 presses, 1 squat hop. You got it. Under 10 seconds and you are done with this workout. Don't bail. You can do it right to the end. And done. Awesome work. Hope you enjoyed that workout. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I have 2 more of these planned using the same structure. Next week, we're gonna incorporate dumbbells, and then the week after that, we're gonna incorporate dumbbells and a kettlebell, so get excited. I will see you next week.